Hello and good morning from a very wet Cornwall. After having hardly any rain since the very beginning of March, today it is bucketing down and we've got water coming in two places where the roofers are working. Just another thing to cope with. Okay, so what have I got to show you today? Mixture of needlework and quilting. Now, before I start, I just want to mention Friends of Hands Across the Sea Samplers, a Facebook group. I'm going to put the link in the description to the video. If you're not a member of Friends of Hands Across the Sea Samplers, you could be missing out. There is currently early access to 3 samplers. One sampler comes with 2 beautiful gifts, complimentary gifts, and there is another sampler that is completely free of charge, a small red French sampler. This week Elizabeth finished hers and she finished it onto a spool and it is beautiful. If you would like to stitch this little French sampler, all you need to do is be a friend of Hands Across the Sea Samplers in the Facebook group and you will get access to that PDF download and the early access on the other charts and the beautiful gift that's with one of them. Okay, so this week has been one of really long days. I have been pulling 12 to 13 hour shifts since Sunday, and I've been getting up really early, standing at this work table and working all that time. I haven't walked the dogs other than for yesterday. A friend's been walking them for me so that I could carry on working. Now, at the end of the day, my legs were very badly swollen and my feet were hurting. So I needed to sit down and put my feet up. And I can't stitch with my feet up. I like to sit in my chair, at my frame, and over my frame. But the one thing that I can do when I've got my feet up is hand sew. So I'll show you some hand sewing in a moment, what I've been doing. My stitching, there isn't much progress at all on this. Let me just tighten my frame up. I've just got to this row here. I love this sampler so much and it's calling to me so loudly, but I've just been beyond exhaustion. And that's not a good frame of mind to work on a sampler. I'll only make mistakes and end up having to frog. I hope tomorrow I can spend a good bit of time on this sampler. It's not going to take me long to finish it. And then I want to get it to the frames. I've got lots and lots to be framed. So that's my poor stitching progress. Have you been watching Carolyn's little videos that she's been doing, little insights to things at the attic? I believe that she's posting them on her personal Instagram page, and I've had great fun watching them. One of the things that she showed this week is this book, which is all about Norfolk samplers. It is Imitation and Improvement, the Norfolk sampler tradition. This has been one of my favourite reference books for many, many years. It's a wonderful resource for anybody who has an interest in Norfolk samplers. It comes with a chart of a Norfolk sampler, or at least my copy did. I've got a few copies of this in a few different places because it's very much a go-to reference source for me. Now, this book has been out of print for a long time, but somehow the attic have had a small supply of these books come in. If you're interested, email the attic to secure your copy. I think they were $125, but I've seen these go for several $100 on the resale sites. Wonderful resource. talking about the attic, they have these beautiful scissor fobs by Minnie McBean's. I'm just hoping the focus works. Do you know, I don't get on with my iPhone at all, but I've given up recording on my iPad because the colour quality is so poor on there these days. So this is a scissor fob specifically for Jessie Challoner, and it's beautiful, really, really gorgeous. If you would like one, email the attic. Beautiful. That would look lovely on red scissors or the Kahana yellow scissors. It will look, well, it'll just look beautiful on any scissors. I've had this mat come. Do you remember, oh gosh, back in January I showed you a doormat with a sampler. Well, I loved it so much, I've ordered a different design. Here it is. Isn't that beautiful? Really, really gorgeous. I have got a third design coming. The one I've had for a little while, it's in my porch, and everybody who comes comments on it. So there we are. These are washable. So this is my replacement one for when the other one's in the wash. Love things with samplers on or needlework on. Let me just put that down. I've got 2 boy samplers here for us to have a look at. So let me just move that out of the way. Just wondering which one to chart first. And I thought I would ask you, which one would you like to stitch? This one is by Thomas Adamson. His work, aged 15 in 1802. It's a real oldie. His Thomas, if you look at his S in his name and in Adamson, he has reversed his S. We see that quite a bit. This sampler, considering it's 1802, is in really, really good condition. The linen is stained, but is very much intact. Quite manly colours. Nothing bright and girly about this one. The verse is, there is my house and portion fair, my treasure and my heart is there, and my abiding home. For me, my elder brethren stay, and angels beckon me away. And, my gosh, I'm not sure what that says. Now, I don't think this is my dyslexia. I think it's IESJJS. And Jesus bade me come. I don't know. I'm going to need to research this one a little bit more. So that's a possible boy sampler for us to reproduce. And then here is the second one, stitched by William Curtis when he was 9 in 1826. This one has a bit more colour in it. There's some lovely blues in this sampler. Again, I don't know if it's showing up. The sky is black outside. It's just full of rain. This one says, and you, my friends, who now expect to see a piece of work thus performed by me, cast but a smile on this mean endeavours. I'll strive to mend and be obedient ever. I will fear God. He's got some satin stitches in the flowers, and we've got some lovely pale mauves and lilacs and blue. A lot of colour in this sampler. It might not be very visible in this light. I've had to put these spotlights on just to put some light into the room today. There we go. Let me know whether you want Thomas or William charted first. I've been doing lots and lots of sorting, and I thought I'd give you a laugh. Came across this. This is a photograph of me when I think I was about 5 years of age, in the 60s. I'm a little flower girl, and look at my hair. I can remember spending the night in sponge rollers, and it was very uncomfortable. I don't look very comfortable with that expression on my face. Anyway, I came across that when I was sorting things out. There we go. And I also came across a certificate of merit that I was awarded in school for first place in creative craft. I was wondering whether I ought to get that framed and put it up in my craft room. I love doing anything arty in school. Okay, so that's about it for stitching. I'm very sorry. This week, I haven't worked on Dear Jane other than Saturday because I've just been too tired. And Dear Jane, each block requires intense concentration. This is a block that was made, and this is L3 Reflections Abound, but this is my gratitude block. Where I can, I want to make blocks mean something to me. And I was shown great kindness and generosity by a needleworker, and I wanted to do a block that commemorated that, and I chose the colours and the shapes because of the kindness that was shown to me. Now that's all a bit cryptic. The very kind-hearted needleworker will know exactly where I'm coming from with this block. So there we go. Navy and caramel, wonderful, classy combinations. I don't know if I've shown you this one. This is Springbrook Park, and I chose this fabric because it reminded me of a dividing row on a sampler. And the challenge here was to get all of these hitting on the right spot, so there was a flow to the lines. This one is H13 Farm Fields, and this fabric reminded me of rows of corn, and the blue is for blue sky, and this is the sunshine. The sun is shining down on the cornfields. The challenge here was to get all these blocks matching and to get the what I call the suns spaced out correctly. I had to insert this one and get in that spacing to equate the one long stretch. Each block with Dear Jane comes with a mental challenge. Now I've lost my place with what I have shown you and what I haven't shown you, so I'm not going to go through them all because you don't want to see them twice. But yeah, it's not been a very productive week for Dear Jane, but I don't want to sit down when I'm really mentally and physically exhausted, because honestly, you'd be surprised when you've done a block, you are absolutely spent. There is so much planning in these blocks with the fussy cutting, and you know, you have to be so spot on with your piecing. I had a lovely book come on Lucy Boston. Like, I've shown this book before. This is Linda Francis' Inklingo book, which has given me some very good ideas about how to work on Lucy. But I also wanted to get the book that was written about Lucy by Diana Boston. When the book came, I couldn't believe it. There's a dedication inside of it from Diana, who wrote the book, to a Nikki. Now, I haven't been called Nikki since I was a child, but Nikki is a version of Nicola. Now, it's not me, but I just thought, how weird was that there was a dedication to a Nikki in the book. Really enjoyed browsing this book. Lucy Boston was a very, very interesting person. She was her own woman. Her work is beautiful. You know, some of these quilts she made when she had very, very poor vision. She used to get children from the village to come up and thread a batch of needles for her. Really, really enjoyed her life story, and I very much hope that I can go and visit her home. Some things in the book that I just absolutely loved, and these are Lucy's words. A woman's job is to create circles of affection. And women are homemakers. Women hold family units together, and circles, you have circles of friendship, you have quilting circles, you have stitching circles. I just think that was just so lovely. A woman's job is to create circles of affection. Circles represent the warmth of love, coming together. I love that. And then the other one I really loved was Lucy, at 88 years of age, is describing the designs in a patchwork. And she said they ought to be almost like reading poetry, going from one word to the next and making a verse. And that relates not only to quilting, but it relates to our needlework as well, our samplers. Every sampler tells a story. You just got to stop and study it and get into the mindset of the child that stitched the sampler. That's what I love about reproducing a sampler, because you study every single stitch, every leg of each stitch. You study the colours, you study the composition, you do the family history research. You start to get into the mindset of the needleworker, and you do read the messages that they're trying to get across or record for history. I love that very, very much. Okay, so what have I been working on this week? Just some simple hand sewing, and I have done the centre of my Mother's Love quilt by Laundry Basket Quilts. This is going to be my travel project for Australia, and I had these all cut out, but this week, because I was so tired and I needed to do something where I could elevate my legs and my feet, I thought, right, I'll just start this. So this is what I've started. It's not done on paper templates. I'm doing this by using a acrylic template to mark my fabric, and then I'm using my quarter inch add a quarter of an inch ruler to mark the little stitch lines on the hexes. I just feel that, EPP is wonderful, I enjoy doing it, but there's something more tactile when you haven't got paper in your fabric. So this was going to be my travel project, but now I'm going to have to cut some more out that will be my travel project to Australia. That's not long. This time in a month I'll still be in the air. I leave just gone 9 o'clock in the evening on the 11th. I'm leaving home on the 10th of May. I've got to admit, even though I do a lot of transatlantic flying, I am nervous about flying to Tasmania by myself all that way on an unknown route. I'm stopping over in Singapore, then I've got Sydney, and then I've got Tasmania. I think I'm going to be absolutely exhausted by the time I get there, but I hope to have lots more done on this quilt. I have got my travel plug for Australia. I am trying to work out what scissors I'm going to take, because if you go to Australia, there are different rules about scissors. They have to have a blunt tip. I've been working out what my little pouch is going to be, and I've decided for my Mother's Love quilt, this is going to be my pouch for travelling. This was a gift from a needleworker when I was at my workshop in Hobby House last year, and I love this so much. It's so beautifully made and it's perfect. All I really need is some thread, my glasses, some scissors. Won't be able to take those scissors. My add a quarter of an inch ruler, a marking pen, and some applique pins. Now these pins were not around when I finished or stopped quilting because of hats 9 years ago. But these are available now and they're called magic pins. And these are the applique pins and they are absolutely wonderful. What I like to do is pin my 2 hexes together. See, this is how you mark your seam, and you use those crosshairs to match the pieces up, and those are ideal. But what has really excited me with the magic pins more than anything else are the ones that they call the fine quilting ones. Now these pins aren't cheap, but oh my God, these pins are amazing. I can't explain it, but if you try it, the way you can put it into the fabric and how it slides in and how bendy they are, they're heat resistant, just amazing, absolutely amazing. Do you know what? There are so many new tools and gadgets and ways of doing things. It's great fun exploring. I'm using a grey thread because that just goes with every fabric. So yeah, so oops. That's going to be my little travel kit when I get my glasses sorted out. So that's all I need. I don't need a light for hand sewing. Yeah, I'm all set for Australia. Everything's done, though I will keep on tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. I want everybody to have the most perfect time and for all my presentations to be the best that I can produce. Very, very excited. I keep on laughing to myself, but I get there on the Wednesday and I leave the early hours of Monday morning to come back. Long way to travel. Okay, is there anything else? No, there isn't. This is a very, very quick video. I've got to get back to the job that's taken all my time this last week. Hopefully today or tomorrow I would have broken the back of it. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I do hope that next weekend I will have some more stitching, a finish hopefully, and maybe the start of a new project. Until then, stay well, stay safe. Bye-bye.